How's everybody doing? So I hope you're doing well. So this is what we're doing. So this is our first virtual class, so I'm just gonna see how it goes. I might just give you some of this just to see how we do, and then I'll figure it out from there. So the first thing that I want you to do, I want you to take around 4 minutes and go ahead and do your warm-up. Alright, so this is what we have. So for the first part, the first thing that we have to do, we have to add the two expressions. So we have 7x minus 2 plus 12 minus 3x. So this is just regular addition. So the first thing you want to do, you want to take them out of the parentheses. So now you have 7x minus 2x, minus 2, plus 12 minus 3x. Then you're going to combine that in terms. So you're going to combine the 7 and the 3x, and you're going to combine the -2 and the 12. So 7x minus 3x and -2 plus 12. So 7x minus 3x, that's 4x, and 12 minus 2, that's equal to 10. So that will be your first one. For your second one, now instead of doing addition, we are going to multiply the 2. So now we have 3x minus 2 times the quantity of 5x plus 7. So the first thing you want to do, you want to distribute the 3x and the -2. So then you have 3x times the quantity of 5x plus 7 and -2 times 5x plus 7. After you have this, what you want to do, you want to distribute the 3 to the 5x and distribute the 3 to the 7. And in addition to that, you also want to distribute the 2 to the -5, and you also want to distribute the 2 to the positive 7. Then what you get, you have 3x times 5x is 15x squared, 3x times 7 is 21x, and then you have -2 times 5x is -10x, and then -2 times 7 is -14. Now, this takes you back to problem number 1, where you have like terms. So this middle term right here, we can actually combine it because we have 21x minus 10x, and that should give you 15x squared plus 11x minus 14. And that's pretty much it. For the next thing, I had a little video, which if we weren't in our regular classroom, we wouldn't watch the whole thing, but since you're doing it at home, you can watch the whole thing. It'll be up to you. So now, if you saw the whole video, the problem with linear functions or exponential functions, the two that we've been studying so far, is that with the linear functions, you have a problem. They can only go up or they can go down. They cannot do both. With the exponential, you have the same scenario where the function is either decaying, it's either increasing, or it's either decreasing, and that's it. So what the polynomials allow us to do, we can introduce more interpretations. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to freeze the video if you have to, and I want you to write down the definition of what a polynomial is. Now, this is something that you've seen before too. So a polynomial is the sum of one or more monomials, right? So how many terms do you have? So for a monomial, you have one, and the example is like any number, like 2, 3, 4, 5, or any variable. So that can be x, y, z. For now, a binomial, you have 2 terms. In this case, we have 4x plus 2, that can be x plus y. Any 2 terms, any 2 monomials that you cannot combine. So a binomial is 2 monomials. In a trinomial, it has three terms. So in this case, notice how you have 3x squared plus 4x plus 2. Another good example will be x plus 4, y plus 2, and so on and so forth. Now we get into a coefficient. A coefficient is a constant that's either alone or being multiplied by an expression. So in this case, we have 3 times x to the 7, and we have negative 7x squared times y. In both cases, your coefficient will be the 3 for the 3x to the 7 power, and for your second one, your coefficient is going to be the negative 7. So it'll be the number in front of your variable, your constant in front of your variable. Now again, this is what we want to go into. At some point we will be studying the quadratic functions. At this point, we just kind of give you a little intro of all the polynomials, but I want you to write down the definition of a quadratic again. I want you to freeze it, and I want you to write this down. So now that you have the definition of what a quadratic function is, let's see if we can identify. So for the first one, you have x squared equals x plus 4. So if you're not able to see at this moment, what you can do, you can solve, you can put all your variables and all your constants, you can put them on the same side of the equation. So if I was to solve this one, let's see what we got. Okay. So if I was to solve this one, I have x squared equals x plus 4. So if I was to put all my variables on the same side, so I want to subtract minus x minus 4, and I want to do that on both sides. Minus x minus 4, and then I have, let's see, then I have x squared minus x squared, sorry, x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. So now, look at this, you have x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. So this is indeed a quadratic function. So you want to go back to this one, and you want to hit yes. Now notice how for this one you have x minus 2x squared equals 1 plus x to the 5th. So this one, because it has x to the 5th power, this is not going to be a quadratic. This is going to be a quintic function. So this is not a quadratic. For your second one, you don't have an x to the 2nd power. So this is also not a quadratic. And for your last one, this is just x squared plus 2x plus 4. So this is a quadratic. So notice how you do have an x to the 2nd power, and you don't have any other exponent higher than 2. So that's good. So now, this is what I want you to do. In your notes, I want you to write this down, and I want you to either add them or subtract them. So whatever the operation says, that's what I want you to do. So for the first one, you'll be subtracting the 2. You'll be subtracting the 2 binomials. For the second one, you're going to be subtracting the binomial and the trinomial, and then so on and so forth. Now, instead of doing addition or subtraction, I want you to do multiplication. So for the first one, you have 3x times 2x plus 1. Your second one is negative x times 5x minus 7. So let's see if we can do them all together. So if I wanted to do, let's see, I'm going to do number 1 and 5. So for number 1, you have 3x times 2x plus 1, right? So now remember, the first thing I want you to do, I want you to distribute the 3. So this would be 3x times 2x and 3x times 1. 3x times 6 times 2x, that's going to be equal to 6 times x to the 2nd power. And then 3x times 1 is going to be equal to 3x. And that's all it is to it. For number 5, you have x plus 6. Oh, that's a 6. That's a 6. There we go. Times x plus 6. Which then again, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to distribute the x. So this will be x times x plus 6. Then you're going to distribute the 6. So this is plus 6 times x plus 6. Then you're going to distribute the x. So this will be x squared plus 6x plus, let's see what color can I use. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Oh, let's go blue. Distribute the 6. So this would be 6x plus 36. Now, notice how you can combine this middle term again. So you will have that this will be equal to x squared plus 12x plus 36. And then that one will be done. Now for homework, you're going to have 2 portions of it. The first one's, they both from the book, which you'll have in Google Classroom. You're going to go to section 8.5, page 441, and you're going to do pages 12 to 20. You're only going to be doing the even ones. And same thing for 8.6, on page 446, you'll be doing 22 to 28 through 28. And then again, that's only the even problems. Let's see what else we got. And that'll be it. After you do your homework, just take a picture, send it to me. I'll grade it, and then we'll see how we're doing, and we'll do it again tomorrow.